The Sons of Antiquity present The Hot Take Show. Today's episode.
No Nut November.
Well, Evan, it's that time of year again, isn't it?
Oh no, you don't mean.
No. Cut the music. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, for crying out loud. No, I'm talking about No Nut November. Every straight white male's favorite holiday. It's a time to spread cheer, not cheeks. A time to decorate the No Nut tree with stripper glitter, top it with a shimmering porn star, and hang a crusty stocking from the mantle.
Dan, why don't you tell us what No Nut November is?
Well, I would love to. The first evidence of No Nut November on the internet dates back to an Urban Dictionary entry from 2011, but the trend didn't really take off until 2017. I would argue that the meme storm surrounding Trump helped popularize it, but I digress. Now, Triple N is an international movement, encouraging young men to abstain from touching pee-pee or forego sex altogether as a means of self-improvement and self-discipline. The tongue-in-cheek Reddit page dedicated to the holiday currently has over 100,000 members. Did you know that?
I did not. Is this something you do? Why would you do it? You're not religious.
Well, I like to challenge myself, really, and it's cool to be a part of a movement. And it's good to at least try, and a big emphasis on the word try there, to kick bad habits. I mean, it really is. Some people say that it even makes your workouts better and can help you achieve enlightenment. I'm not so sure about that, but some have said.
You're no longer preoccupied with sex, so your mind is able to focus.
What? What is with all these books?
I stopped having sex.
But I think the best part about it is that it really transcends religious differences and helps unite men, even if it's just on the internet. It's so important. And in a time where Western men lack the camaraderie and sense of purpose that previous generations had, I think it's all the better. So let's go all in, come together, no pun intended, hang out, joke around, make memes, and don't nut.
You're gonna love my nut.
That's interesting, I'll say. Isn't it true that No Nut November is growing in popularity? And somehow even among people like you, non-religious young men?
Yeah, I'd say so. And you know what's crazy about it is that it had such humble beginnings. Like so many great stories had humble beginnings, and it grew into this international movement all over the internet. It's a trending hashtag. It's incredible. And as president, I will declare it a national holiday. Believe me.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Now, does No Nut November mean celibacy, or is it simply a prohibition of masturbation?
In my opinion, there are two tiers, really. You can just give up wanking, or you can give up everything sexual for a month. Now, others may disagree, but that's how I see it. Now, I can understand how it may be difficult to be completely abstinent for a month if you got a wife, girlfriend, whatever. But if your girl won't respect this important holiday 1 month out of the year, then get you a different girl. That's my hot take on it. If she won't respect your holiday, then tell her to hit the road, Jack. And you know what? Why not turn it into a positive and plan out a romantic date or getaway for December 1st? I mean, hey, here's a hot take. The anticipation is 90% of the fun. Am I right?
Well, that's pretty dumb. If you're married, you shouldn't do No Nut November in the second tier kind of way.
You don't think so?
No.
Well,
You
why
have an
not?
obligation.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
If you both want to challenge yourself just for a month, why not?
Okay, if you both agree to it for some reason, but this is kind of a male thing.
It is. It is. But aren't there some trials that men should go alone, and they have to go alone?
You won't be alone, though.
No, but I'm saying like there are certain things that I feel are right for men to do, and this is one of them. Just as a personal challenge. Why not?
You have an obligation when you get married.
I guess from a religious standpoint, you do have the religious obligation to be fruitful and multiply, correct? That's kind of what you're looking at. And also
Yes.
provide for that aspect of your relationship for your spouse.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, now, if she doesn't want to do it and you're like, no, I'm putting my foot down, we're going to do No Nut November. All right. Now, that's a little unfair. But if you're like, hey, this is what I do, let's go in, both of us, do this together, go a whole month. It might be a cool challenge.
Now, if you have a girlfriend, you should do No Nut November, and you should actually just do No Nut forever until you're married.
No nut relationship, yes. And only side hugs, right? And no kissing. None of that. And make sure she's wearing a skirt, got her long hair, and have 19 kids.
We're not Baptists now. Anyways, it's strange to me how chastity is coming back. Most people associate it with traditional religion. In fact, you could say every year should be no nut if you're religious.
A chastity belt? Oh, that's going to chafe my...
Especially if you're Catholic. In fact, I have abstained from PMO for over 4 years now. Once I was confirmed Catholic, I haven't looked back.
And you don't regret it.
Nope.
I mean, that is awesome. You know, to me, that's just great. You know what? Give this man a round of applause, everybody. I mean, really, no BS. It's really cool. You are a soldier of God. You say what you're going to do, you say it's important to you, and you do it. And I can admire that. But you know, the no-nut season isn't without its haters, detractors, and enemies. I may be supporting this man right here in the studio with me, and all of you out there participating, but there are those who want to see you fail. Hoes definitely mad.
You're gonna hate my nuts.
Year after year, the mainstream media paints no-nutters as fringe, far-right fascists, and neo-Nazis. Nothing out of the ordinary, I guess, but that, to me, is okay. The fact that they want to slander us for participating in an admittedly funny, harmless challenge really shows you where their priorities are. I mean, am I right? If you have a healthy sex life in a healthy marriage with a wife and kids, how can they control you? How can they make money off of you? That's really what it comes down to. And that's why they want to see you fail. That's why they want to make you weak.
Well, it's really subversive to do No Nut November, if you think about it, against the norms.
Elaborate. I like where this is going.
Well, the expectation and, well, the norm, as I said, is to nut.
It's a hypersexualization.
Yeah, at least, I mean, maybe not masturbation per se, but at least fornicate.
Sure.
And definitely commit some sodomy if you like that.
Yeah, if that's your style, if you swing that way.
You are gay.
So you would say that not doing so, not engaging in that, at least for a time, is subversive. It's like it's counterculture in a way.
That's why people get mad about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
totally
why would
agree.
they get mad at it?
Yeah.
It's not just like, you know, they treat sexual orientation as your choice and you do whatever you want, but lacking, you know, that.
And then they're suddenly on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it strange that refusing to engage in an activity is seen as scandalous. Unless you're asexual, then maybe they won't say anything. But if you're heterosexual or homosexual and choose not to do anything about it, it's like people get insecure. Like, why are you not doing it, man? And like they get insecure about their own decisions when you start doing stuff like that.
Very good point. I totally agree.
People are generally toxic in that way. Now, let me ask you this question. Let's put this in context.
Sure.
Isn't watching videos of other people having sex and jacking off to it pretty weird?
If we went back in time and we described this activity to ancient peoples, they would probably think that's a little strange. Although I don't necessarily know the habits of ancient peoples. I've often wondered in let's say some sort of Indian village, all the teepees very close together, thin walls in a teepee, if you've ever been in one. Not a lot of soundproofing there. How were they getting busy back then? Maybe that was a normal thing. Maybe listening or even seeing was just something that happened and they were totally cool with it. I don't know. I'm not an anthropologist, but anyone out there who is in the audience, please let me know. What were the ancient mating practices of early humans? Because I don't know. But generally speaking, yeah, it is strange.
Stop being a creep.
And a coomer.
I get nothing done 'cause I'm a coomer.
Dan, do you think people can be enslaved by their lust, or is that just an overstatement?
Of course. I think they can be enslaved by any vice. Case in point here, John Hinckley Jr. tried to kill Ronald Reagan to impress Jodie Foster. Enough said.
I didn't know that was his motive, but I will respond in this way. Oof.
Now, for all of you brave souls participating in this yearly tradition, it's very important that you avoid any exposure to temptation. Obviously, you've got to steer clear of the usual suspects. Ricardo Milos, PS1 Hagrid, Swole Kangaroo, Amy Klobuchar. But beware, you never know when or where the horny will strike. Then, it's back to horny jail for you.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up. Now get out.